What's he saying? He's saying there are theories, philosophy, thoughts, foundations of the enemy that are going to be mesmerizing. That are going to be like so concealed that you don't even see them, and then all of a sudden you're trapped in it. That are going to look like they're good to eat. Does this sound familiar, by the way? Genesis 3. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that sounds nice. They're going to look like they're good to eat, and then when you go to take a bite, it's poison. It's poison. It's poison. And what the enemy does then is in all of these different tactics, and it's showing us that the enemy, the word cunning is often used to describe the devil in the scriptures, that the enemy being so cunning, he will use all three of these tactics when they need to be eaten. I mean, then a couple years ago, didn't many in the church buy into this and start eating the egg, the viper's egg of social justice? Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, no, we're supposed to be for justice, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, we're supposed to be for ending racism. Of course we are, right? Not that racism is going to end, because the sin is always going to prevail, by the way, okay? But we're supposed to be for these ideas, right? And what happened? Oh, like a viper's egg, the churches like ran to these things that at their foundation were coming from an unbiblical position, and it consumed people like poison, right? The enemy does this, and he uses these things. And the enemy, he's been up to this since the beginning in the garden, right? We saw Satan emerge, and he had a contrary perspective, right? He looked at Eve, and he said what? By the way, the lie of Satan, his primary lie, has been the same from the beginning. And it has been what? God isn't God, you should be God. That's been his primary lie from the beginning. God isn't God, you should be God. And then we can track the progression of this. 200 years or so before Christ, there was a guy by the name of Epicurus, and Epicurean thought, which has then progressed, I'll use that word intentionally, has progressed over the last 2,000 or so years. At the root of Epicurean thought was a contrast to the idea of the God, and Epicurean thought was rooted in the idea that no, we should be God, and we should get rid of God, and if there is a God, God is bad, and humanity is good. And then that thought then became the prevailing thought, right? Or it has always been the main competitive thought, and that through the centuries, I'll skip a lot of centuries, then re-emerged in the French Enlightenment, right? And the French Revolution through Rousseau. Then the German rationalist thinkers grabbed on it in the 1900s. That then prevailed and permeated through American thought in the American church and our seminaries and our universities. It gave way then to many other thoughts that then became modern progressive theological liberalism and modern progressive liberal thought as it exists today in our country. And all of it at its root was the idea God is bad, man is good, we should be God.